Hi everyone, it's Katie with the Kim Group. Back again to talk with you about what do I do in terms of all the new programs that are coming out in regards to what was signed on last Friday in terms of the COVID-19 or the CARES Act. And so as some of you may have called your banker today and asked, what do I need to apply? What's the application? How fast can I get these funds? And you might have been met with a little bit of frustration. Wanted to give you some perspective. Just got signed on Friday. The SBA has 15 days to get this program in place, which means application process and all the details. So in the meantime, what can you do? And that's what I really want to make sure we focus on today, as I had a lot of our clients and our tenants call and say, how do I take advantage of these programs? So this video is for you. Want to make sure you are aware. I'm going to switch over to our PowerPoint here. So again, what do we do in terms of the SBA? And this is specifically for the Paycheck Protection Program and loan forgiveness. So going back to our, there we are. Going back to this program here, and our steps is breathe. Again, we're breathing through it. Prepare and plan and then act. So as we started last time, uncharted territory, again, I say be kind and patient with your loan officer and your banks that you're working with, because they're working through it and trying to figure things out at the same time we are. So what can we do to prepare and plan? So going through, and I'm clicking through quickly on this one because this was very similar to what we did in the last video. So if you haven't gone through all this, please make sure you check it out. One thing I wanted to point out that I missed last time is to make sure you create your personal financial statement as of 12/31. If you don't know what a personal financial statement is, we are going to be doing a separate video on how to create one for all of you who may not be familiar with it. So in terms of the actual SBA, the PPP plan or the application, again, the SBA has 15 days to get this application done. So what do you need to gather between now and then to be prepared and to be in line to be able to fill out your application on day 15, 16? So you need to gather the following financial information. You need to be able to understand this information is going to plug into the equation to determine your maximum loan amount. So stick with me here. I'm going to show you about a spreadsheet that we have developed and that we'll be constantly updating in terms of being able to plug in these numbers and have it automatically calculate what your maximum loan amount is, as well as the forgiveness amount, because that's pretty key to know. So you need to have your 2019 payroll costs, your salaries, payroll taxes, company contributions, any independent contractor payments. So this is a real key point for real estate agents out there. This is a plan you can take advantage of. Also make note of any employees that have earned over $100,000 in 2019, as there's special adjustments that you'll see that we have to do. And then the other one is an average number of employees between February 2015 February 15 of 2019 to June 30th, 2019. And we have in our spreadsheet a way to kind of calculate that for you, so we can make sure we get to that point. And then the number of employees by week from the beginning of February through the end of June of this year. So you want to keep track of this information. In terms of what, again, more information you should gather for the bank. If you haven't worked with the bank before that's going to be doing an SBA, you want to make sure they have your articles of incorporation or the organization of each entity that is borrowing funds, your bylaws or your operating agreement, and then owner's driver's license. If you work with an existing bank, they probably already have this information. You won't need it. But then you want to get on the payroll expense verification documents that they're going to need. So it's actually, sorry, I have a typo here. Instead of IRS form 90, 940 and 941, the payroll summary report and the corresponding bank statements, any payroll summary, including pay stubs, your 1099-S if you're independent contractor, the certification for employees that live within the United States. So this is only valid for employees that live within the U.S. A trailing 12-month profit and loss statement as of the date of the application. So go ahead and get it as of 12/31/2019, and then you can update it. I recommend, if you're putting these reports or getting these reports out of QuickBooks, to save those reports as a customized report and group them into, say, like an SBA group. So that way, when you have to run the reports again for verification of these expenses, you already have that report formatted. So it's already ready to go. You also want to have the most recent mortgage statement and or your rent statement, and ideally have your lease ready to go. And finally, the most recent utility bills that you have there. All these are items that you're going to need in order to either qualify how much you're able to get a loan for, or qualify on the forgiveness of that loan. And so we'll continue through, but we'll go through that in a little bit of detail here. So again, plan. We need to, so now that we've prepared all those documents, and again, you have 15 days to the SBA has their max time frame. They may get it out sooner. I'm sure they're going to be encouraged to get it out sooner. So the faster you can get these documents done, do it. I recommend saving all of them into a folder called the SBA PPP 2020 application and save them as PDF files. And that way you can basically just share that folder with your banker or put it on a thumb drive and take it over there. So that everything is in one place and that you just have to share it. Copy these documents if they're somewhere else on your drive. And then I will give you a link here to download the Kim Group's SBA PPP Input Spreadsheet. I'm trying to figure out a better acronym for that, but this is where you can start inputting your company information. If you've worked with us before, you know that I have tons of spreadsheets, and I have an Uber spreadsheet for pretty much everything. And I've been working really hard and talking with banks and CPAs to get this one done and ready for you. So we'll be sharing this for you guys to be able to use it and import the data in for your own company. One of the things I would say is do not mess with any of the other fields on this spreadsheet, as they're all formula based. There is going to be a separate tab where you can input the employees that are over 100,000 to help you with that calculation. And there is a separate tab for calculating the employees for certain periods of time. You'll be able to download it on this URL, and we'll probably have a shorter URL created here shortly, but just trying to get this out as fast as we can to you guys so you can start formatting your data into this. The other thing you'll see on this spreadsheet is there's going to be some orange fields, and those orange fields, as it's disclosed at the top of the spreadsheet, that these are fields that are still being confirmed as to how that data is being calculated. Again, it just got signed on Friday, so we're just trying to figure out how everything's being calculated and figured out. Hopefully the SBA will come out with an Uber spreadsheet of themselves, or a formula that you just import the data and it spits everything out for you. In the meantime, to prepare, we've done our own on that. We're going to confirm that you're going to be able to obtain 100% forgiveness of the loan, or if not, what amount that will be forgiven and how much that would cost you if it does turn into a 10-year note. So if anything that doesn't get forgiven or paid back by the end of the year will turn into a 10-year note with the maximum of 4% interest. So still good terms, especially if you need cash for your business right now. Last step, take action. Contact your local bank, see if they are a qualified bank for this type of program, or if they're going to become a qualified bank for this type of program. There's a lot of banks that are not currently qualified that will be. And again, just get in front of your banker. We will also be having posting a list of banks that we know are. So if you are a banker or a loan officer listening to this, please contact us to make sure we get you on that. So we make sure all of our clients and tenants and people watching this video have your information and can make application as soon as they're ready. So lastly, again, can't stress enough, be ready to take further action when it's available. Again, have your financial documents ready to go. Have all the documents that were outlined in this PowerPoint ready to go. I will be also putting this PowerPoint on that website that you saw before for the spreadsheet. So not only can you have a chance to just look at this and see and check off the boxes, you'll be able to see the video, this PowerPoint, and the spreadsheet. We will be updating that video, the spreadsheet as information becomes clarified and confirmed as well. So as our disclaimer at the end of this video is the programs may and will change without notice, and that these programs are changing every single day. So that's really, really important for you to notice, especially when you're working with the spreadsheet that we're going to make available to you, is the fact that in the orange field, those are some questions of those values that we're still waiting to hear how they're going to be calculated and really define it. So what I'm going to do right now, hopefully I can get this shared here with you quickly, is I'm going to pull over the spreadsheet just to give you a little bit of show what it is. So here, this is the loan amount calculator. So I just put in some data into here. If you have, say, gross salaries of $250, you did some IRA contributions, you'll see the state and federal tax payroll here is in orange, as well as fees. We're confirming that those would go there. However, what we're seeing is that more often that they would be excluded costs, so they're down here. And so for clarity purpose and how most people are tracking their taxes is they have the payroll taxes from the employee and from the employer, so we separated those out. And you'll see here that we do have real estate commissions, and independent contractors. So we separated those out in different lines. So this would be your total included cost. And then you see that this here actually, we need to de-yellow it because it would actually be coming from this one. So in this spreadsheet, we have Bob Dylan that came to work for about $125,000. And you'll see some of these have been left blank because we are updating that with if this information gets included or not. So we'll have this either yellowed out or grayed out when we upload the spreadsheet. So that comes over here to the negative. So these are all the excluded costs. So then you have your qualifying minus your excluded in terms of your total qualifying cost. So again, what you just need to do right now is put in the data in the yellow fields. So you will know what your payroll is. You'll know what your exemptions are, any commissions you're paid, and the taxes paid. So that's all you need to put into this to see how much of a loan you can qualify for at a high level. So this would be your total qualifying cost divided by 12. So you get your average total monthly payroll cost right down here, and then times that by 2.5. That's the formula right there. So for a small business, you can get a loan of $36,000, almost $37,000. That would be able to be forgiven if you followed some of the details of the program. And so then you say, well, what are some of the details? One is keeping your employees, retaining them, bringing them back. There's a whole bunch of qualifying factors into that. So we'll get into that in another video, but this is really just to make sure you're getting prepared and getting the data that you need to see if this is a good fit for you. And then here, what we did, if this clicks over it, we have the loan forgiveness calculator. So the formula that they have is during this 8-week period of February 15th to June 30th, these are the salaries that would be incurred if you maintained your workforce or increased it in here. So we outline them. And what we did for simplicity purposes is put a per week calculation over here. So again, anything in the yellow cells comes over here to get inputted. So if your weekly payroll, and we again just threw in some numbers, $2,900 times the 8 weeks, then you'll have $23,200 in terms of salary for those payrolls for this period. Same thing with the IRA contributions. And so you see those pulling over here into that field. And then coming down here, we have the rent. Again, we went over here and did monthly rent in the yellow that you've infill times 12 months, then divided by 52 weeks. So then you have the 8 week, again, gives you that rough play in terms of the amount there. And then the monthly cost for your utilities. So in how we did this is we put in, and we actually used a couple of our tenants to verify these costs. So this is a real tenant that we work with, that we have a client. So the amount that would be eligible to be forgiven is $61,000. So definitely you'd be able to cover a loan of $36,000. So I really wanted this to drive home, because this program is really geared towards wanting and being able to forgive this loan for you as a business owner. So I really, really encourage you to take advantage of this program. If there's no other program that you take advantage of during this time in terms of the CARES Act, this is one you definitely should be looking at, because if you're going to retain your employees and or you're going to hire more employees, this is a great way to get, in essence, I don't want to say free money because there's always a cost to it. You have to do the application, you have to get the forms, you have to submit the qualifying data. But if you do, you'll be able to get these loans forgiven. And so that's huge, huge, huge for our small businesses. So I wanted to get this information out. Again, I can't throw enough disclaimers that we're still learning all the different calculations. And so what we're going to do is put this spreadsheet so you can download it on our website. It will be required to sign in, so get your email address. And the reason we're doing this is that if we update the spreadsheet with further clarification, I want your email addresses to be able to send you the updated spreadsheet, because I don't want you to download it right now, and if we change something substantially, that you don't get that update. So you will have that. We won't be using that for any syndication or mails or anything like that. Really, truly want to make sure that you get that latest and greatest spreadsheet. So if you have any questions, please let me know. You can definitely comment below wherever this is posted. We'll definitely be looking at those, or send me an email and we'll make sure we answer it the best we can. Again, we're learning just like you guys are, but we really want to get on top of this, especially for our clients and tenants. So you will be receiving an email with all these links as well to the video and to the spreadsheet and to you probably tomorrow morning first thing, if not early tonight. All right, thanks. Hope all is going well and you're staying healthy. Thanks.